Hello everyone, thank you for the fantastic feedback from last week's first video. Who knew there were so many people out there that wanted to improve their ironing technique? Well, welcome back to this week. Thank you for all your comments and all your feedback. And while I double down on domestic duties again and share some more sales insights, let me start with a question that Joanna raised about what happens when you do your follow-up and it just hits a brick wall. Well, the key here, Joanna, is perseverance. And it's often not you. It's often that client is just busy, has been directed into other areas, has got other priorities right now. And what you need to do is you need to persist and you need to continue to follow up until you get a response. And you erode that response, because if you had a good discussion in your meeting or your call and the client has promised to react or follow up, then they should do. So try different approaches. If email is not getting through, pick up the phone, call them, or even if you see them active on social media, make comments, share their activities, and that will prompt them to get back to you. So that's what you do if you hit a brick wall with the follow-up. Now this week's tip comes from a request that I had from Tony about what cold prospecting looks like. So let's talk about cold prospecting then. What do we mean by that? Well, generally, cold prospecting in the old days was very much about cold calling. Today, it's much more about cold email. And the thing about cold calling is a lot of people think that that's dead. Well, let me assure you it's not. In some industries, you actually need to be able to pick up the phone and talk to your prospective customers. So don't rule out the idea of doing cold calling, but that's something for another day. Cold prospecting today generally happens from email. And we're sending emails out as our primary source of trying to engage with new potential customers. Now, the thing about email is we get so much of it, it's very easy to ignore. So what are the tips that you can follow to be able to get an engagement for an email outreach? Well, first of all, you have to write a grabbing headline. And this headline has to really deliver some context, and context is everything in cold outreach. Don't write one of those Connie headlines that will really upset your prospect when they open the email and find out it doesn't live up to its billing. But do write something that really will grab their attention. And the more that you can personalize that and the more that you make it relevant to their business, the more likely they are to respond to it. So let's say you've written your headline and they've opened your email. The next important tip about cold outreach on email is context and brevity. So very quickly in the first line, you have to get to the point about what's in it for them. Why should they take another second to read your email? And that's what you need to do when you script that first line, is you really have to put the context into that straight away so they can go, okay, I know why you're getting in touch with me. The other key factor of any cold email outreach is brevity. Keep it short, keep it to a couple of lines. People are busy. And it's probably not going to be your first outreach. If it's a new customer and email is your approach, you're going to have to write several emails first of all to just get their attention. And then at the end of the email, put a call to action. What do you want them to do as a result of reading your email? And what that isn't is sending them off to your website, putting the effort or the onus back on the customer to open up a file that you attach, and you shouldn't be sending files with your first cold outreach. But it is a call to action to do something to follow up. And that could be, I'm going to send you a meeting invite so that we can arrange to speak on this date. If that's not convenient, please let me know what is. Or some other activity like that. So ask for your prospect to do something. And then the final point is cadence. How often do you send these emails in the hope that you're going to get in touch with that customer? Well, it's going to take more than one effort. And there's a great post in my newsletter this week, which if you look, comes out on a Tuesday, which talks very much about what the cadence is of sending out those cold emails. So take a look at that. You'll be able to sign up from the website at Revcelerate.com, and I'll put the link in this as well. Thanks again for watching this video. Thanks again for all the support. If you've got any other questions or any other topics you want me to cover, let me know. And remember guys, just like the creases in this shirt, yeah? Keep your selling sharp. Have a good week. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.